Welcome to a realm where the veil between worlds is thin, full of horrors, mystery, and intrigue, or something. Sometimes we chase tangents down so long that we forget what we were talking about entirely. Ghosts, ghouls, and other stuff, I guess. Welcome to The Scary Door. Yes, welcome to the Scary Door. We're talking about internet horror. Joining myself and Sil today is Swee. Twitch.tv/Swee. Amazing content. One of my favorite things that you do actually do a lot of is watch ghost videos and horror videos. And I think that that's really cool because I think the intro for a lot of people getting into horror is like the random ghost video or the random scary video that they see, and then they just kind of like have nightmares for a week, but then have this weird like forbidden knowledge, like I need to see more. And then you just keep going into it. And because that was for me, I got fucking nightmares. That you know the it was like an advertisement for an energy drink, apparently, but it was like the car driving through the hills, and then
and the jump scare. Oh my god,
that was the first one that fucked me up.
Same. Stop it! I'm still traumatized.
Dude,
I can still picture it now.
Pretty sure it was it car insurance. I'm pretty sure it was car insurance. It was something about paying attention.
It's an energy drink ad. Because the energy drink was supposed to be, it like gets your heart
it wakes
up,
you up,
like the same way this ad does. And there's apparently like 15 of those videos they made with different things.
Jesus, that's actually pretty clever. I thought it was just a car ad.
I thought it was car insurance. But I didn't end up watching the last of it. Like it jump scared me and I screamed and ran away. So I never finished it.
Same.
I assume we all had older brothers that tricked us into watching it?
No, so mine was my dad.
That's
what a king! Worse. Holy shit!
This was so just for context as well, right? I had always had issues with nightmares as a kid because I saw a lot of horror movies way too fucking young. And then here's my dad. Anytime, because he had friends that would send him like emails with like whatever things, and it'd always be like scary stuff or like horror stories and shit. And I'd always look at them because he'd always show us, but then one day he like got the video as an email and he's like, gosh, you need to come watch this, like so excited. And we're all sitting there and I'm like, okay, what the fuck is and then that night I had nightmares and I like woke up screaming and my mom came over. And then the next day, I just remember in the morning her just ripping into my dad.
I mean, that's beautiful. Really the real horror in life is trauma inflicted by our parents, is it not?
I had a weird one. Like, my dad's always been super into horror films. And as a toddler, my favorite film was Alien.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because I thought the alien was really cool. But then he took us to see Harry Potter, and that scene where the unicorn's getting, like, eaten gave me horrific nightmares forever. And Dad was like, how come you're fine with Alien but not okay with Harry Potter? What the hell? I was like, I don't know, man. I wasn't okay with seeing a unicorn get eaten, all right? But I'm fine seeing a whole ship be murdered by an alien being, all right?
Trying to think about what it was for me, and I'm like, I don't know. I was a little wuss puss as a kid. Like the fucking Backstreet Boys "Backstreet's Back" music video scared me as a child.
No fair. Honestly, the Thriller one got me. Yeah. So I get you.
Yeah, I've never seen the film clip. I feel like I need to watch it.
It's like a big masquerade party, but they're all like kind of creepy
looking. They're dressed as horror characters. Like you'll watch it and you'll be like, oh god, this child wow, must have been scared of anything that moved suddenly, and I still am. But
Same.
they were just like
Backstreet Boys. I've never seen it, so I would expect them dressed in all white, dancing on a lit up stage like they usually are.
That's usually it. But I'll give it. Nick Carter dressed as like the most budget mummy on the planet is probably everything.
Okay. All right, I'll add it to my repertoire of horror.
Oh god, yeah. No, I mean, look, the Thriller one got me for some reason. Like, and it wasn't even the like zombie bits. It was literally the end with the fucking contacts that are all fucked up looking. Like that was the part that scared me.
It's always my fear with cosplaying characters that have like specific lenses, because the lenses always move in your eye and you always end up looking just insane. I'm like, no, I don't want to cosplay that character because they got cat eye lenses. I don't want to look crazy. They always still.
I remember seeing a friend of mine that was, I think they were in a Geralt. It was something that had that.
Yeah.
And it was like one this way and one like that.
They're telling the time.
Yeah.
Hey man, you know what time it is? Let me look at you. Like,
time to kill some monsters. No, sorry.
hell yeah.
Gotta hunt them down.
Love The Witcher.
It's so good, honestly. But at the same time, the series, like the TV show, kind of sucked.
Yeah, we don't talk about the TV show is based on the book, and the author's not the greatest to the video game. So yeah.
Well, the games are technically set after the books, so it's kind of weird. It's like, because I've read all the books, and the books themselves are like, they're fine. I like parts of them because like the fantasy world set up and the like weird goofy things in it are really cool. Like all the witches pick a random city and then call themselves like whoever of that city. And Geralt picked Rivia. And then one day when he was like traveling to another city, he saw like there was effectively a small war happening. So he went to go help because one side seemed like they were getting overwhelmed. So he went to go help that side. And then after the battle, the person leading them was the Queen of Rivia, and then knighted him Geralt of Rivia after he had picked Geralt of Rivia as just a random name.
Oh.
So in story, he literally became a Knight of Rivia.
Damn. Yeah, all right.
I love that. That's fantastic.
It's because as soon as like the thing is done and like the queen, who again is like in full armor, having fought with them, is like, "What is your name, Geralt?" And she immediately smirks and is like, "I knight you, Geralt of Rivia."
She knew.
Yeah,
she knew. She was like, "I'm gonna make paperwork a lot easier for the both of us." Like,
it's so good. But yeah, going back to the main topic.
off topic. Whoops.
Yeah, internet horror, ghost videos. I know a lot of people that don't honestly watch most horror-based things, but they will watch ghost videos, or they will watch ghost hunting, or they will watch like spooky encounters. Like,
it's the morbid curiosity, really. It's the I gotta know. Like, did they capture something? What happens? It gets everyone.
I think it's also that like, not to get kind of religious-y, but it's the idea of finding something afterward.
Yeah, the proof of the other side kind of thing.
Yeah, because even if it's like, if there's no heaven or hell, the spirits, like this, so there's something. And that just kind of like, it's both an intrigue, but also a way to kind of, I guess, feel more comfortable with it. Because like, it is, you know, it's a heavy topic to talk about, but at the same time, it's also an interesting thing. And I think, personally, that's what I think a lot of people are also drawn to.
That's why I'm drawn to it. Like, if I'm completely honest, I'm terrified of death. Terrified of it. It freaks me out because I'm like, what's going to happen? And I don't like not knowing things, you know, don't like it. So seeing these things and being like, okay, maybe there is something after it, because how else would I explain XYZ? Like, exactly. I have no way to explain some of the stuff that we captured when we went ghost hunting. And I actively try to. Like, that's the whole thing. If I can debunk it, I can and I will. And if I then can't, what do I do then?
Absolutely.
It's having that confirmation makes me very comfortable with ghost hunting. It's like if I find something, hell yeah, that's good because that eases my anxiety a little bit.
Yeah. And as well, I feel
I
like
don't want to hear ghosts. I'm like, I do.
Exactly, I do, motherfuckers. I feel like as well, it's kind of like a modern day variant of the 20s where, for example, you had like Houdini constantly seeing, unfortunately, charlatan psychics, but still psychics and mediums to try and get confirmation of, I think it was his mother's passing, and that she was okay. And in a sense, at least with modern day ghost hunting, you're doing it yourself. You have the ability to have a healthy skepticism. So you're, I guess, less likely to be scammed in that sense. So yeah, I like to think of it kind of, there's always this very human curiosity to what is on the other side. And I like how it spans through time and it doesn't change. Also, apologies, listeners. It's my turn to be sick. So that's why I have this weird sultry voice at the moment.
Wait, were you sick the other week?
I was sick the other week.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys got to make me sick. What the hell?
Nah, you've been sick enough. You were sick between us being sick.
There we
go. So you're fine.
The plague, it's entered our midst.
It went Z, Sui, Sil.
But yeah, actually, like talking about that side of being a little bit more skeptic and trying to debunk stuff as well as also believing it. There's always been like, I guess, a huge part of any community that goes into watching, obviously, paranormal based things of people who are aggressive when it comes to debunking or saying something fake, just as much as there are people that are aggressive in believing. And I think, at least personally, you need to have that kind of like midpoint.
Yeah, it's every time, because we watch a lot of ghost videos on the channel when we don't feel like playing a game. I have to have this deep conversation every single time before we start, because I'm like, if you believe in ghosts, which I personally do, totally fine. If you don't believe, also totally fine. Just respect each other. Like, we don't need to be dicks and we don't need to attack each other. We can have a conversation about it.
Exactly.
And it's a thing that I like remind my guys about pretty often when we're watching these videos is every now and then, or not every, it's pretty common. We'll see a video where I don't think the person who has posted the video faked it, but they've misunderstood something. Where I'm like, there's no point attacking this person because what they think genuinely they thought was something paranormal. But looking at it from a different lens, I go, no, that's just like camera compression or that's XYZ, But there's no point attacking someone over their beliefs if they think that's what they thought.
Exactly.
It's just respect, It's just respect and being kind to each other. There's no need to attack each other. And I'm like, at the end of the day, if you believe in ghosts, I don't believe in ghosts, we're not going to affect each other waking up tomorrow morning. It doesn't matter. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, I believe... If you don't, it doesn't matter. Move on, It's fine. People get very aggressive about it sometimes, and I'm like, brother, chill. Like,
Yep.
Yeah. Like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having, I guess, a very skeptic mindset in going into it, but it's when you're like trying to force that on like everyone or trying to like, again, aggressively debunk or be like we had that with I think it was a Russian dude in your comments of your video where they were like, oh, we'll just bring something into my living room then. And it's like, that's not how this fucking works, dude.
That guy was a bit different. He started off as a nice chatter, and then I told him I didn't like AI, and he went off the rails. And then he went from supporting the videos to being super negative, and he was like, summon things in my house. And we're like, that's not... Are you okay? It was something. But that was all it took, was me not agreeing with a single thing that he liked for him to immediately say everything we'd done was fake when he spent the entire day previously saying everything that we did was real. That's all it took. And it was completely unrelated too. Like, it wasn't even ghost hunting related. Yeah. It took one comment and the guy went off the rails. I was just like, what is happening here? Wild.
It was pretty fucked, honestly. But in general, like, I do like watching people that do the debunking, all that kind of. I have a very bad habit and a very bad thing, which is I actually enjoy watching people like shit on other folk for some reason. But in saying
YouTube commentaries.
Yeah, it's not just YouTube commentaries, but like, because I do it also with like history stuff. There's a channel that I watch where it's basically a dude that goes around effectively talking shit about people that believe in the ancient alien stuff. Purely because he's like, oh yes, this skull is alien. Sure it is. Have you tried rotating it? Because that's a fucking goat skull. Like it's just shit like that.
I do love that.
What a king.
Right?
That's educational shit though.
Yeah.
That's correcting misinformation. That's good shit.
See, I like that.
But
and it's not just being like, these people are dumb because they think this, fuck you. It's like, well, no, it's this because X, Y, Z, you know?
Exactly.
And then, but like, I see that a lot as well when it comes to like ghost videos and stuff as well, because there's a few other channels that I've seen out, video here and there, where it's effectively like someone shitting on people that have done the things because of the way that they went about it, or how it's like dude rips into Sam and Colby a fucking ton, and it's mostly because it's like. The biggest thing that he has a gripes with, because he also does paranormal activity, paranormal investigations.
I'm just imagining this dude being like, okay, I'm going to throw a wrench across the room and then quickly hide so they think it's not me.
No, like he does investigations because he wants to see for himself as well. Like he, to an extent, has to believe.
The Aussie guy with the British accent that wears the mask?
No.
Oh, he's my favorite.
Yeah, I've seen his ones too. But
this if you get a chance to watch Side Eye Guy, I love him. He's a British guy living in Australia who debunks ghost hunting videos, but he's not really a mega dick about it. He's a dick to people that are a dick to him, and I'm like, understandable, justified. But same thing. He goes to the locations. He went to the Conjuring house, and he was just like, there's nothing here. I'm bored. And I was like, yeah, I also don't think there's anything. And I have such a hot take about the Conjuring house.
Oh, please. Please.
Would you like to hear my hot take on the... Okay.
I'm so here.
Okay. There is nothing in that house. It frustrates the shit out of me, okay? There is nothing in there, right? It is a house in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. That makes a lot of money of bringing people in to look around. There was no witch. Like Bathsheba, that was just a random lady who lived a really long time ago. And because she has kind of a creepy name, they made her out to be a witch. There is no historic records of it. There is no records of any witchcraft happening on the land. And people go in and they destroy her grave because they think she's a witch. There is zero evidence of anyone dying on the property that wasn't from natural causes. Historians have looked into it. It does not exist. There is no hauntings in that place. There is nothing.
I would say it's a hot take. That's a very sane take. That sucks.
Yeah, there is no paperwork evidence of anything happening in that house other than what people have said of, this happened. But every single person that has this paranormal thing happened has money to make. Yeah. Every single one being like, I saw I really wanted to believe in the daughter that saw her mother get thrown across the living room.
Yeah.
But she wrote a book. And she's always, every interview you watch of her, she plugs that book, every single one.
Yeah.
And it's super sus to me. And I'm like, worst case, if there was something with the mum, it would have been an individual attachment.
Yeah. Exactly.
There's nothing on the property. There is nothing there. It's so insane to me, the takes of people. And they're being like, something wrote my name in the ash in the attic. And I'm like, these ghosts seem to have very modern handwriting because I don't seem to remember anyone in the past with bubble handwriting.
Yeah.
But all right.
It looked like Comic Sans. Like it was like...
It did. It was Comic Sans.
Like it was so ridiculous. Like, oh my God.
Imagine there's just like a teen ghost that's hanging in that house that's just like, I'm trying to be cool, man. Stop calling me out.
Just like a 2009 scene kid with their bubble writing.
That's saying rah every so often. You're trying to take like a midnight dump and then you hear quietly from the walls. It means I love you in dinosaur.
Oh Oh my God. Like I've told people if the Conjuring house ever opens again because of all the drama with it, I would willingly stay in that basement by myself and probably be bored out of my fucking brain. Like there's nothing in there.
Yeah.
It's
End
empty.
up just having the best nap.
Yeah,
Well,
probably.
Yeah.
Probably. It's such a hot take on the Conjuring house. I think it's empty, dude. It's
I feel that.
You spend like 2-3 hours looking into it and you're like,
Yeah. One sec. I know this is just a podcast, but just picture this, listeners. I'm looking dead at the camera when I say this, but like Ed and Lorraine Warren lying about something?
I've never had beef with two people more in my goddamn life than Ed and Lorraine Warren. Anything that has to do with Ed and Lorraine Warren, I'm like, fake. I don't even need to look into it.
Yep.
Every single thing they've ever had their hands in. Well, the other thing that a lot of people don't realize is because the way that they portray themselves and the way that movies portray themselves is like people asked them to come along. It's like, no, they didn't.
They literally
forced their way in. Yeah. They forced themselves into every single scenario so that they could profit off of it. That's all they ever did.
And they were saying that too. They were like, we can make a lot of money off of this. And it's like, they're actively telling people they're just there to make money.
Yep. Man, people will tell you who they are.
Yeah. We love the movie versions. They're so cute, adorable, big fans. Real life version, absolutely not.
Absolute scum.
Oh, 100%.
Look, they do have the opportunity to do something real funny now that they're both dead. And it's like, they could both haunt that museum that they've made that's full of stuff, and it would come across as real. Like, you could continue the con.
That's true.
That's the long con. Oh, all right. You figured it out.
Very long con.
Fucking big brain here.
Damn, I might make a haunted museum, and then when I die, I'll haunt it. Yeah.
Exactly.
That'd be good.
Plan.
And then all the people who said it was fake will be like, oh, shit. Wait
a minute. There's some scene kid writing in the ash in this house. Right?
Oh, good.
Jesus.
Oh yeah. But no, good. Going back to the debunking thing. Like,
sorry.
No, it's totally
completely
fine.
Off topic.
It's totally fine. Yeah, like the guy, like he was the one that I was watching when I found out about like the fucking WWE wrestler or former wrestlers that went to go do paranormal investigations where they're like twerking and shit in the middle of the fucking place, or like, and it's people like
about
that he tends to rip on.
Good, yeah,
or like, but every now and then it's like he tries to be relatively civil, but at the same time, sometimes it can come across as a bit dickish. And I think a lot of people kind of end up having that, like, this is just like a general thing. Everyone has a very extreme mindset when it comes to stuff. We spoke about this on the first episode with Sil, where it comes to like, with movies, everyone's like, it's the greatest thing to ever exist, or it's the worst movie to ever exist, and you should kill yourself for enjoying it. And it's like, no, there's a huge area in between. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's not just 1 and 10. There's numbers in between, right?
There's in-betweens.
Yeah, and I think especially with paranormal investigation, like, a lot of people don't realize that, like, when you go to a place, there's probably nothing that's going to happen, right? But you should still be respectful to the fucking place.
Yes.
Yep.
Because in the end, it's not your place to just fuck around in. And if there is something there, like we had this when we were in Geelong, where the whole like Mr. Nasty thing with like, if you go to a place and there is spirits there isn't spirit, whatever the fuck it may be. If there are spirits there, if you treat them with respect, more than likely they're not going to give you issues. But if you're going around causing problems, of course they're going to like try to actively get you the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Because in the end, you're like invading their fucking space.
They were people once, you know? Yeah. Give them the respect that they deserve, you know?
And like, even if it's not like a haunted place, if there's no spirits around, none of that, if you don't believe that shit, still treat the fucking place with respect, because in the end, it's still a place. Like,
yeah.
I think that's a big problem that I have with a lot of content creators that I've watched in like the paranormal space. It's the lack of respect. Like, There was a video that I saw. I won't name people to not call them out, but one of them, if you've seen the video, you know what I'm talking about. One of the people in it was like, I laid down around and I had this vision that the man who used to work here was targeting and sexually assaulting the children in the building. And it's like, you have zero proof of that, and that man's family still live in this town. Like, that is not okay.
Yeah.
Because, like, his family's going to see that, and that was someone who devoted their lives to this building and, like, everything that was happening in here. And a couple of million people saw that, and they saw a completely baseless accusation of children being assaulted. And then one of, like, a woman got burnt in this place here, and it's like, well, that's physically not possible because it wouldn't reach the temperatures. So why are we adding in a random murder of a random woman? Like, things that have never happened. It's just the lack of respect that infuriates me in the ghost hunting space.
And the sensationalization of it, I guess, for the sake of the content being interesting, where it's like most people's deaths are very, very boring. Very boring. But I guess
illness,
you won't get
old age, you know.
Exactly,
like,
but I guess you don't get views of like so and so passed away peacefully in their sleep and they're still chilling in the house.
Because so the high school I went to was haunted, right? And I say that with absolute confidence, purely because probably about 15 or 20 people all have stories that are pretty similar, if not the same. But having experienced it across multiple times. Now, there'd been 3 people that died there, or 2 people that died there.
Ooh.
One was a spider bite, and then another was an aneurysm.
Been there.
That's it. And they were literally like, it was just a thing that, like, the person got bit by a spider, didn't say anything about it until everything started kicking in. By the time an ambulance came, they were already there.
Especially in Australia, you know, like that happens. You know, it is what it is.
The other one was a teacher, had an aneurysm. They were teaching a class, vessel burst. That's it. They were dead.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't predict aneurysms, they just happen, you know.
Exactly. Like, and most people will have them without, like, you can have a vessel kind of inflame, but it's not necessarily going to do anything. But if you don't know, because you've never gotten checked, if there's no symptoms, it can just happen. It's scary, but at the same time, it's actually quite a common way that people pass, unfortunately.
It happens, you know.
It's the same with, like, people's hearts just fail, right? As you get older, your body gets through a week and it sucks, and it is what it is. But both of those were not anything fancy, scary. The place didn't burn down. No one was murdered. It was literally like a freak accident and then, like, just an occurrence that happened. And it's sad, but, like, the place was haunted. I wanted to try to actually go there and do an investigation with Sweetie and try to set that up, but unfortunately, people that I knew that work there no longer work there because I haven't gone to school for about 15 years.
I reckon we can still email them, see what happens.
I did. I tried. And I even called, and they were like, look, we're probably not going to for the moment because whatever. And then I'm like, all right, that's cool. So I'll try again because maybe we can, because it would actually be really cool.
Yeah, worst case, we can be like, if you don't want it publicized, we can blur all logos of the school, not put the name out. Like, if you're worried about people coming in and maybe breaking in, we will hide the location entirely.
Yeah, and like, but again, in that case, right, nothing happened. No one that went to that place, don't get me wrong, there were some fuck things that had happened over the course of, like, the entire existence of that school, but at the same time... high school. Yeah, it's like, it's a high school. Of course, something fuck would always happen. But in saying that, like, no crazy weird deaths, no murders, none of that. If we were to go, we would be very respectful. But if certain other people would go, I guarantee you they'd try to make it seem like, oh, the fucking teacher that had an aneurysm probably, like, molested a bunch of children. It's like, no, they fucking didn't.
The kid wasn't bit by a spider. They were held down, and other kids made the spider bite them, you know?
Like, the chemistry teacher poisoned them, or, like, some shit. And it's like...
you just know they'd make some shit up.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like, most places, the history that's there is there because that's what happened.
Yeah.
Like, as much as we mess up with a lot of things over, like... human culture messes up with recording certain things. Like, most people actually know what happened to the place or not know what happened to people there. So why the fuck are you going to make something up just for clicks or just for views?
That's it with the Conjuring house. Like, it's a famous house. It's got records. Why are we making shit up? It's got paper records. Like,
it's and I mean, like, again, I get it for views, I get it for attention, I get it for trying to do the thing, but also it's not the right way to go about it, in my opinion. I think it's a really fucked up way to go. And again, like you were saying, like, they still have family that live in that town, and now because of one person who had a dream about something, like, you've now possibly affected or driven hate towards
and that's the thing. Like, as much as it's the way rumors work, you know. If someone hears that if 100 people hear that someone's a bad person, maybe only 30 will hear the correct information. And then you've got a ton of people that are thinking these horrific things. And I think it's a thing of responsibility too, as a creator. You can't do that. You are responsible for the content that you put out in the world. So if you're putting out malicious content, that responsibility goes on you. It's one of the ghost video channels that we watch is like a compilation channel. And he put a video in there and I was like, this is the most irresponsible thing I've ever seen. You put in a video. He put in a video of some guy that it was like breaking into a haunted house, right? And he breaks in, and the very first two things I notice immediately, right? The place is clean. Like, yes, it looks abandoned, but it's clean. There's clean bedding, and there's no graffiti. No graffiti, clean bedding means someone is living there. Yeah, and this guy's just broken into someone's house. And he's walking around with night vision and he sees someone and he freaks the fuck out. And he's like, oh, there's a ghost, it's haunted, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, that's just someone who's living rough that has decided to live in this house. And we're not in the woods because I can see a street 3 meters away from the house. This is a random house and this guy's just filmed himself breaking in. And now you as a YouTuber, yes, you didn't film the video, but you still put that content out there. Like, that is incredibly irresponsible. And now, because the way Google Maps works, people can probably find that house and go, there's a ghost, and break in again to this poor guy's house.
Man.
Either he owns it and he just hasn't taken the best care of it, which happens, you know, or he's someone living rough who's just found somewhere safe to live. Either way, sucks for that guy. And I was like, this is super irresponsible. You need to remove that. That is not okay. You know, you need to be responsible for what you're putting out there.
Absolutely. But also, would you not have fucking researched just a tiny, tiny bit more?
He just he heard a rumor that it was haunted. And like the first room he walked in, I was like, oh no, someone is living here. There's no graffiti. That is a clean bed. The place isn't trashed. Like, the floor looks like it's been swept. Like, someone lives here. A living human being lives here. And I clocked it from one step in the house. I was like, I don't know how this urban explorer didn't cop that. I was like, dude. Like, just use your brain.
It's fucked up. That's really fucked up. But then
also, like, try a door first. Like,
just don't break into people's houses, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but when someone wants to get into a place, they're just gonna get in. Like, if the door is locked, they're just gonna like find a window that's open or
smash a window or something.
Like, it's one of those things. But like, there was another video I remember seeing where I think it might have been through one of the compilation things where it was I don't remember if it was like an RV or something that people lived in, but like fucking 2 days after someone was murdered or something.
We watched that last week. There was an RV on someone's property and the person who was living in the RV passed away. And they were like filming it. I couldn't watch it very well because it was like super flashing lights and I was like, okay, I'm going to black the hell out. But then the video continued and it was the girl who was originally recording then went into the trailer to like look around and she's filming the inside of the trailer and I'm like, girl, police found him 2 days ago. This happened 2 days ago. Don't be filming his personal space when you damn well know a funeral hasn't even happened yet and you're putting it on the internet, you know? And there was like pictures of kids' handprints on a fridge. And she was like, "Oh, did he have kids?" And I think it was the father that was with her was like, "Oh yeah, he had a son, and the son passed away too." And I'm like, and now you're just putting all of their private information on the internet when it's been 2 days. What is wrong with you? You know? And they were like, "Oh, it's haunted." And I'm just like, dude, who cares? It's been 2 days. Respect the man. Like,
yeah. And also, how dehumanizing is that? Like, just because someone's died doesn't mean that their right to privacy leaves with them. Like, come on.
There was some YouTubers that this happened like a month or 2 ago, and I've never lost respect for a group so fast. Like, this group were very respected within the community. Some UK guys. They heard of a man that had passed away in his place and had been there for a while. Unfortunately, it took some time for people to find him. And after they removed the body, these 2 YouTubers thought it was a great idea to break in shortly after the family had left because they could hear conversation of the family, and then they broke in and they filmed the place. And there was obviously still remnants of the body on the floor because that's just how, you know, it happens.
Yeah.
And they were filming it and they were like, "Oh, look, that's his hair." And I was just like, a funeral hasn't happened yet. And your first thought is, oh, some guy passed away in his house and he was there for a while before he was found. Let's go break in and see if he'll talk to us. And then you film remnants of his remains and you put it on YouTube. And you go, oh, like, I don't want to be I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't want to be, you're being disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like, that is not okay. Like, we go to places where people have passed, but it's been decades.
Yeah.
It's been time. I don't want to go anywhere where a death happened less than like 5 years ago, minimum.
Yeah.
You know, like the family need time to grieve. They need time to process what happened. And imagine being that family and finding out some YouTubers had broken into your like grandfather's house 2 hours after you were there, filmed
I would be so
remains
pissed.
and put it on the internet. Like, Jesus Christ, you don't come back from that. And I don't think you deserve to. That is
Agreed.
a monumental fuck up.
Even if like, and I'm just thinking about it, I'm like, what if like a family asked for people to come around within that 5-year period, for example? And I'm like, I don't know, I still wouldn't be comfortable because again, there's an element of potentially exploiting this family because if they are inviting you in, it may be because they're hoping for confirmation that their deceased loved one's okay. And you don't want to fuck with people that way, even unintentionally. Like,
if someone really wanted it, I'd be like, look, if you want, we can try it. If you need closure of some kind, things might not happen, but I'm not recording it for YouTube. This is just a thing for you.
Exactly.
You know, this is not content. We can try. Things might not happen, but if this is something that you need in order to move on, we can try, but that is not something that I would put on YouTube, you know?
Exactly.
Like,
holy shit, treating people like humans and treating them with basic kindness? Damn.
Oh, jeez. What a foreign concept.
I don't know.
But what
I don't
about
think it'll
the
take
money?
What about the views? I'm like, oh, dude, it's... I think it's the worst thing about this space, the absolute lack of respect in so many instances, you know?
Yeah. And it's quite lazy too. Like, you can create something for views if you put it into something else, come up with a creative story or a webcomic or some kind of like not artistic, but like a video that's not filming somebody else's fucking remains that have been left behind mere hours after their families left. Like, come on.
There's
put a little
other things
effort
you
into
can
it.
do, you know?
Yeah.
It's dreadful.
Yeah. But on a different note, something a little less somber. What's been like a video or I don't know, a compilation or something that has been like fucking etched into your mind as like, oh shit, this might actually be proof of something?
There's one that immediately came to my mind. I'll have to get his name for you, but even thinking about it's giving me goddamn goosebumps, dude. It's the freakiest thing I've ever goddamn seen. I have, like, it could be debunked. It could be, but I have quite a lot of faith in this guy. He goes into these places by himself brave as hell. And I was like, I'm always a little sus when people go by themselves, but this man's also armed. So I was like, you know what?
Is that the Canadian dude?
I kind of get it. I think so.
Also,
Big
I'm just
guy,
like,
super broad shoulders.
Yeah, kind of older looking dude though.
Yeah, a little.
No, okay.
I'll find his channel for you. I'll find it for you.
Please,
we'll plug it.
also, I think dude's ahead of the game by being a dude. That's probably the safest option.
Genuinely. Oh, I'll get into that.
It's a dude with a gun. I
have some hot takes to see him coming. Blam blam. Gonna add to your numbers. No, sorry.
I have some hot takes on safety in the ghost hunting community, so I'll come back to that. But
yeah.
Look, I wouldn't fight this guy normally. He looks like he would throw me through a brick wall for fun, let alone him have a gun, you know? Like, he wouldn't be phased shooting that thing. That's how strong this guy looks, right? But there's footage of him in this, like, I don't even know where it is. It's like a warehouse or something, and shit's being weird. Like, things are acting up. He's hearing noises. Things are moving, and he's sitting in a chair, and he's got a distant camera on him. It's quite a while away, so he's quite small in the footage, but still visible enough. And you see him get full fucking bodied by something. It's not him falling out of the chair because you can physically see his jacket get ripped up. He gets thrown out of his chair, and he hits the ground so hard he's out cold. He is out, and his camera gets smashed as well, and he wakes up like a couple of minutes later being like, what the fuck just happened? And like, you see him walk towards his second camera and pick it up, and you see how truly dazed he is. And I'm like, he's just been fully bodied by something. And this is a big dude. It wouldn't be easy to shove him out of a chair. You know, it would take a lot of force, and you can see in the like frame by frame just how forcefully he's been shoved and ripped out of that chair. It's the craziest thing I've ever sin. I've got full faith in him.
Fuck, damn.
It's so freaky, dude. The first time I saw it, I was like, no way. I will find it for you.
Oh, fuck yeah, please.
Oh,
I absolutely want to see that.
Thinking about it, dude. It's something. It's good, though. It's a wild video. It's very good. Like, definitely that one.
There's always one that, like, I don't remember the full video, but there's just the part of it that I do remember, and it's I think it's in Thailand or Malaysia,
they're always the
or
really
like
scary
Indonesia
ones.
or something like that. And yeah, it's just like a dude walking through a house, and then all of a sudden he just gets like slammed into a wall.
Oh god.
And he's just like walking through with his phone, like doing something, and then you'd like see him physically get like lifted off the ground and slammed into a wall, and it's like, what the fuck? And there's no one else around. But, like, you can see, like, similar to the dude's jacket, you can see, like, on his shirt, like, something pushed him.
Oh, my God.
That's hectic.
And that one was like, just a pissed off ghost or something, bro. What the fuck?
What did you do?
And then, yeah, and he's, like, freaking out. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I didn't see nothing. And I think it was, like, someone afterward, if you listen to the audio, it sounds like light footsteps.
Oh,
but like quick light footsteps, like something was running. But
like
there's literally like no one else around
him.
Yeah, but there's like nothing around him. So it's just fucking weird, bro. And I'm like, okay, that was pretty cool. That's a good one.
Everyone's like, that's scary, and we're like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I really like finding those like videos where you're like, I can't fault this. Like this freaks me out watching it. I love finding those. They're a gem, and they're so hard to find. But when you do, you're like, good content.
Okay, I'm just sitting here with my poor little ADHD brain that's just like, where are these swole ghosts coming from? Are they working out? What's happening?
It's like, it's only been the last, it's happened twice in my life that I've been physically grabbed by something. And the first time it happened, I was like, maybe I imagined it. I don't know if like ghost spirits can physically grab people. And then when the second one happened about 1.5 years ago, I was like, no, that's fully cemented that you can be physically, because people are always like, spirits can't hurt you. I have learnt the hard way. Yes, they can.
Man, who told you that? Sorry.
Yeah, well, it's always the how do I word this without sounding like a dick? It's always the ones that have a very like heavy Christianity view to it, where like different
You're saying
religions,
it much kinder than I would have.
It's different religions have different views of the rules and stuff, which is totally fine. You know, you're allowed to believe whatever you want to believe. But there's always, they're your rules. I don't think there are exceptions to everyone, and there's always exceptions to things as well. So I think it's a little dangerous to go into a place that is known for physical assaults and be like, I'm Christian, the spirits can't hurt you, they can't touch you, because I'm like, well, what if they can, you know? Like, that's it's a little dangerous, you know? Like,
also, like, ooh, if I was a ghost, the temptation would be like, this motherfucker thinks I can't hurt them. Sorry, just the biggest bitch slap.
I'd be a dick if I was a ghost and I heard that. I'd be like, you what? Like, you don't think? Okay.
I'd be like, oh, fuck around, find out.
Well, there was the story that Jose told us when we were in Geelong, where he got like full slapped hard as fuck by something.
Like he had a full handprint on the side of his face. That's how hard he got slapped.
Bro got like pimp slapped by a fucking ghost, dude.
Bro got fucking bodied. And
Jose's that ghost bitch now. That's
Because we went up to that wing during our tour, but after I heard that he got physically assaulted, I was like, maybe we stay away from that area. And we didn't go back there for the rest of the night. We all stayed away from there.
Yeah, man.
I was like, Justin, like, I've brought my friends to this place. I don't want one of them getting full, body smacked across the head. I'd feel like a terrible human being. So we're going to stay away from where the assault happened, hey? Like,
See, but like, part of me wants that to happen to me so that way I can be like, see, it fucking happened to me, bro.
Yeah.
But then also I'm like, I don't want that to happen because I really don't want it to happen.
Yeah, I'm like, in the same boat. Like, I would love for that to happen, but like, much like how many people, and again, we're chatting about this in the previous episode of, have the nervous reaction or nervous response of like giggling or something. Like, I know I'd be relatively calm, but if I got smacked or bodied, my reaction will be something stupid that will probably end up inflaming the situation worse. Like, I'm going to get bitch slapped and say, thanks, mummy, and this ghost is going to hate me more. Like,
I had the now that I think about it, actually, both times I've been physically hit by something.
Ooh.
I picked fight both times. Instead of fight or flight, I picked fight both times. Because both times it happened, I was with someone else. And I went into just protection mode both times. Which, as a like, I say 5'2", everyone else says 5'1", I say 5'2". As a 5'2" girly, I'm probably not the best candidate for fight. But apparently that's my reaction, it's just...
Yeah, you may be 5'2", but when shit goes down, you're 7'3", bro. Like,
I'm ready to fight. Like, oh, man. I think the second time it happened, because all of our equipment turned off the minute that I got hit, except for the voice recorder. Ooh. And being able to hear the pure anger in my voice, I've never heard myself be that angry. It scared me when I heard it back. I was like, that's me? Ooh. I've never heard such anger and vitriol in my voice before, telling something to fuck off. Like, the words that came out of my mouth, dude, I was, whoa, but it was just the anger. I'd never heard that come out of me before. I was quite astonished at the level of protect that I went into when we got grabbed.
Fucking fair.
Wild shit, dude. Wild. That is a whole story.
That is a very long story too, because that's some shit, dude. You've told it a couple times, and every time it ended up being like, no shit, like a 40-minute story, because the amount of shit that happened and like how fast everything happened. But like the way that you always described it was like momentary flashes of shit happening, but like every time it was like a million things happening at once.
It's because like nothing was happening, but also a million things were happening, and then it just went from 0 to fucking 100 in the span of like a half a second. It was nuts.
It's
Oh, that's giving me the heebie-jeebies.
The craziest thing
I'm just like, Damn.
I mean, I can tell you the story if you want. Like,
yeah, if you want it.
I'm down. Where did you go?
All right. So here's the worst part. So my friend and I were going ghost hunting. This is the reason why I never hunt in duos anymore, ever. Ever again. I will never do it in a group of 2. There needs to be 3 minimum in case someone is incapacitated. Because if there's 2 of you, you're stuck in the choice of, do I leave you alone and get help?
Yeah.
Or do I stay with you and we stay in danger?
Yeah.
You know, so always groups of 3 minimum because of this. So we went to this. It's a graveyard in my hometown that has a lot of ghost stories about it. I live in a very old gold mining town. So there's a lot of history. There's a lot of murder. Like my current house is heritage. My room in the living room is years old, like 500 years. It's very old. But we went to this cemetery and I kept seeing a flash of light, and I'm like, we're being followed by someone, and we're 2 feminine people. We're both like no bigger than 5'3", either of us. We're leaving. You know, I'm like, I sense danger and I sense human danger. I'm more scared of people than I am ghosts. We're leaving. So we went to this random location that we'd been to the day before because I was teaching them how to skateboard. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just sit down at this random spot. It's the middle of the night. We'll try and figure out what we want to do then. We'll just bring the gear. We'll see what happens. I didn't realize we were sitting out the front of a place that has been investigated before for hauntings because it's a old gold mining museum. And 2 guys had been in there before as like a proper investigation. And I asked them about it and they were like, yeah, we got heaps of activity. And I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, so we sit down at this random table. It's the middle of the night. It's freezing. And we're sitting at a park bench. So you know how it's got like the seats on either side of the table? So super important detail. I'm freezing. So my legs are under the seat that I'm on and I'm kind of huddled. I'm in a little ball. But my friend is from further down south. They're used to the cold. Their legs are more relaxed. So they're not sort of latched to the seat like I am. And we've got the gear and the cameras being weird. Everything's being weird. Our lights are dimming a little bit, which is strange. We've got yes and no torches, and we're getting just no. Everything's just, every question we ask is just hitting with no. We're like, this is getting weird. Like EMF, it's not really doing anything. It's going like 2. And like my thought is ghost hunting equipment is there to assist. It's never to prove. Yeah. You know, so I was like, oh, all our gear's being weird. And I make a joke about the copper dowsing rods that we've got. I'm like, well, geez, nothing electronical's working. Maybe I'll use the dowsing rods. And the flashlight goes, no. Ooh. Like immediately it went no. And I'm like, okay, maybe we'll keep using the spirit box then. And as we're asking questions, because it goes through radio signals, right? Yeah. We hear the most blood-curdling male scream I've ever heard in my life. It's the most fucked thing I've ever heard. And it's like, why would that be on radio in the first place? Yeah. And it went for way longer than it should have because the channels go pretty fast. And this scream went for probably 2.5 seconds. Oh. So way longer than it should have. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, did you hear that? And my friend was like, oh, dude, that was fucking weird. And things keep going. Our gear's getting weird. And my friend goes, oh, can you not touch me? And I was like, oh, is something touching you? Like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, well, geez, maybe we get the dowsing rods out again. And my friend looks me dead in the fucking eyes. I've never seen this look on their face before. And they go up. They get ripped violently up out of their seat. Right? And I was like, what the fuck? And before I react, half a second later, I get hit. So we both get ripped out of our seats in 2 different directions because their legs were straight under the table. They went up a lot higher and out of the seat. Yeah. Because my legs were under the seat, I hit the table. I've got photos of the bruises on my thighs of how hard I hit that table. But whatever hit me, it didn't leave. It like latched to me, and it felt like someone came up behind me, balled their fist and like smacked me in the chest and pulled me out of the seat, but kept squeezing. It's you can hear in, because the minute that I get hit, everything dies. All of our equipment dies. It all turns off, but except for the voice recorder. And you can hear in the voice recorder me telling my friend to run, and you can hear how I can't breathe. Like, you know that noise you make when you're getting crushed? You can hear it in my voice, me telling them to run, right? and there's just something squeezing the life out of me, trying to drag me to the ground. And I just knew in my soul, if it brings me to the ground, I die.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's it. So I've got a knee underneath me, a hand underneath me, and I'm doing everything just to push myself back up. And then I'm in the car.
Whoa.
I don't remember how I got from kneeling on the ground to in the car. But while I was in the car, I looked to my right and my friend is running towards the car. I told them to run first. How did I get in the car first? I don't understand. I don't remember. So I see them coming towards the car. I rip the door open and I'm like, get in here. And as they get in, they've got the equipment in their hands and the spirit box is still on.
Yeah.
And you hear, help me. And I'm like, absolutely the fuck not. And that's when I start yelling at this thing and I start getting angry. And that's when like the camera turned back on in my hands when we were in the car. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it's the weirdest thing. And I don't know what happened. I want to go back there and try and figure out what the fuck is there. But I want to do it in a larger group.
Yeah.
And specifically, I want to make sure we bring along a boy, because the two that investigated it beforehand were both male and they had nothing happen to them. But this time, both of us were more feminine and we got physically assaulted.
Whoa.
It's wild. But the worst part, the next day, we were planning to go to a theater and I get a text from my friend in the US. They're Native American and we've done this weird thing where we keep dreaming about each other. It's really weird. I don't know how to explain it. But they text me and they're like, hey, I need you to do this. And I was like, what? Why? And they're like, I had the most fucked up dream about you. I'm like, what do you mean? At this point, we've told no one.
Yeah.
We told no one this happened because we realized how stupid it was that it was just the two of us. And I was like, a little embarrassed that we were that dumb and that naive that nothing would happen, And they go, I had this fucked dream that you and a friend were sitting at a park bench and this guy was circling you both like a shark, but he had no face. There were no details. And then he hit your friend, went through the table, and then hit you. And then I woke up. I was like, what the fuck do you mean? You just dreamt what happened to us the night before. And she described what he was wearing. She was like, he's in a weird, like, brown bomber jacket. It doesn't make any sense. I'm like, you mean like an antique mining jacket? As we're outside the antique mining museum? It's I've still got the text from her, I've still got the times, I've still got the video recording that she sent because she'd just woken up. She's like, I'm really sorry, I'm really sleepy, but like I just woke up and I need to tell you this.
Oh, I have literal chills.
It's the eeriest shit. And like the photos of the bruises on my thighs are pretty intense from how hard I hit that table, dude. It's weird.
Having known Sweet for some time and having seen some of the other bruises and scratches and things that have just randomly appeared on it is fucking nuts. Now, I've also had weird like flashes of things that involve her.
It's weird.
It's very strange.
I don't know what's going on, man.
Yeah, but like going into the other investigations that we've done as well, and also us wanting to go to that, because I really want to fucking go. Bear really wants to fucking go.
I don't want to go with just two people ever. Like, I'm going to be so fucking nervous. Every time I drive past it, I'm like, like I feel the breathing in my chest stop a little bit every time I drive past it, which is not very often, but still, I'm like,
it's
I'm not gonna lie. Part of me is like, when I'm over on that East Coast, plus,
like honestly, it's like hearing that story, having seen everything else. For me personally, I've always been like, you are some kind of fucking like lightning rod for activity. Because
I know, dude. It's happened my whole life.
Because, like, even when we were in Geelong, like, Jose even said that, like, you're a fucking lightning rod for something.
He was like, what the fuck's happening around you, dude? I was just like, I don't know, man. Like,
I'm just vibing.
When we were in Geelong, if you haven't seen the video, we all missed it during editing, like during the review of trying to find things. We found multiple voices, like physical voices on the raw footage, right? I think the strangest one that makes me uncomfortable is when I was alone by myself, cramped in the tiniest closet. You can hear a woman speaking to me. So every time we hear a voice, I'm there.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So let's give some context for that specific part, right? Because like so beforehand we had a few ideas of things we wanted to do. One of the big ones was we wanted to play hide and seek in this place.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with the previous days, I'd known that Han, another person that we had with us, had experienced a lot of like kind of negative things. She'd been like pulled into bushes, things like that. She'd ended up with like scratches on the sides and like a whole lot of things. So I'm like, all right, cool. No matter what, I will stay with Han. Bear can go hunt. Sweet can take care of themselves. You're fine, right? Something will happen, but like it'll be good. And then Pyro, I want to like let just go nuts, right? So as we're touring through this place, we get taken to a room that used to have nuns that did things. I don't know. Nun
things
of praying and stuff. But as you enter into the room, the only feeling I had as soon as I entered into it was like peaceful and serenity. Everywhere else in this place, I was like not on edge, but I felt like something was there.
I was on edge the whole time.
Yeah. Honestly, as soon as we walked into the room that you chose to hide in, which I'll get into in a second. But yeah, as soon as we walked into that room, there was some shit, and I'll get into that as well. But so I'm like, all right, when we do the thing, me and Han are gonna hide in this place where the nuns were, because honestly, as someone who is also very protective of others around me, I want to make sure that nothing happens to Han. If something happens to Sui, we can figure that out. Plus, I know that Pyro was
worried about Han, you know, so I was glad that you decided to duo up with Han. So I was like, okay, good, Han's taken care of. I can go do some shit, you know?
Yeah, because I was like, I wanted to make sure that out of all of us, I feel like the most susceptible was Han, and then was Sweet. But with you, I was like, you know
I'm willing to stir shit and kind of fight back, where Han was just like a victim in it. You know, Han was getting targeted the day before, and like it was freaking him out, and they were crying. And Bear and I were like, "You want to pick on someone? Pick on us!" You know, like it's very different energies.
So that's why I was like, "All right, I'll stay with Han. We'll go to that room. It feels safe there, but it's also like a decent hiding spot." We were there for like 12 minutes. It was great. But the room that Sui decided to hide in was many things over the years, but one of them
mistake.
Was the tuberculosis treatment ward. That happened to have a matron who another individual had a run-in with, and very fun time. Now, there's a mirror in there that apparently was brought into the place. Now, the mirror has a cabinet underneath.
Huge antique mirror, like massive.
Decides to hide in the fucking cabinet underneath the mirror.
Like now, in the mirror.
Now, the rule that I had going into this was everyone record. If you are going to hide, have something. Use your phone, use your camera. I was using my camera. Han had phone out. Bear had camera. Sweet had phone out. Pyro had phone out. I was like, no matter what, record. Because if anything happens when one of the two main cameras aren't around, we need to capture it.
Yeah.
Everyone's also wearing lav mics that I got. They're really good, but they're very directional. And they're not the best for picking up surround, which is a little bit weak, but it's okay.
With the hide and seek too, we were doing hide and seek whistle because this was an isolation jail where they used to use whistling to communicate because they weren't allowed to talk. So just adding that in, if you're like, why are they whistling? So
So throughout any time Bear would whistle, we'd have to whistle back. Now, in the clip, which I may throw the audio in here, editing note. you can hear in the left channel of Swee's phone someone saying, "I'm here."
It's either I'm with you or I'm watching you. It's I'm something you.
Yes.
And I am by myself because that room split in two. I am by myself. I am cramped in a cupboard that is so small that my lungs are getting crushed by my knees. You can hear it in the video that I can't breathe properly because I'm getting crushed in this cupboard.
So the only people that are near Sui at that time are both males and both have pretty deep voices. This is not a male voice. This is a very feminine voice.
It's fully female. Yeah.
It sounds like a middle-aged woman voice.
The closest feminine voice is Han, who's with Z in the nunnery on the opposite side of the upstairs. There's no way.
Floor upstairs. Now, no one could hear where Sui was because that cabinet, for some fucking reason, is apparently one way. You can hear Bear whistle. No one could hear the whistle that Sui was doing.
Oh, shit. I was opening the door to whistle out because at this point, I'd been in there like 20 minutes. I'm like, I'm going to suffocate in this fucking cupboard, dude. I am opening it. I am whistling out. And one thing that I think is super eerie that I haven't super talked about, in my clip, you can hear someone whistle back to me.
Yes.
Whoop, that's not Bear.
Nope.
Who the fuck whistled back to me?
And it is not Pyro, and it was not... I mean, it could have been Jacob.
Maybe.
Because he was in the room.
It's possible.
So it could have been, but he was pretty quiet the whole time. So I don't know. But
wild.
Yeah. Now, the whistles were loud enough that the phone peaked hard as fuck. All the audio recorders I have, you physically can't peak, right? But if you were to look at the waveform, Sui speaking is almost inaudible compared to how loud the whistles were.
Woo! Because I'm talking, I'm like, ugh, hurry up, Bear, you know. I'm like,
real funny.
I have some commentary for the video.
You were tweeting as well. It was really funny.
I got so bored, I turned my phone off of airplane mode to tweet at Bear, hurry up and find me, you know?
It was great. It was really good. I had to guide. Now, after that, gets found, do the thing. We come back to do a mirror scrying part, which... is hands down one of the dumbest things any of us could have done.
Yeah.
And as soon as the idea came, I had this nagging feeling in the back of my head, like we should not do this.
I had a gut feeling to not do it, but when everyone kind of looked at me, I was like, it's my video, I'll do it. But I just felt not to do it, which note on that as well. Where I was hiding, I was directly above a hole in the floor.
A hole
which
where
is
they
a
used to throw
body
dead
chute.
bodies. Yeah.
Oh!
Because
I
the
hid
chute
in
leads
a
to the
cupboard.
morgue.
Yeah, I hid in a cupboard directly above the body chute into the morgue.
Now,
I fucked up. Wow. And then we did mirror scrying in that exact room.
But a fun thing that I'd love to point out is there's a voice that picks up on both cameras that we didn't hear in person that at some point earlier in the night says, "Get to the hole."
You can hear it on both cameras.
Clearly.
It's the clearest voice I've ever heard captured on camera, and we did not hear it in person.
There's just shuffling feet. Get to the hole.
It's the eeriest thing I've ever heard. It's both cameras pick it up.
Yeah, it's probably 2.5 hours before we go to do the mirror scrying bit, and about an hour before Sui decides to hide in the cupboard. So, fun
That's
thing.
hectic.
Now, we get to the mirror scrying bit, and I can tell the story, or would you like to tell the story? It's up to you.
Can, dude. I don't think I physically can. I will never scry ever again.
So, Swiss told the story many times, and every time, it's a very emotional thing. Now, in the video as well, people have had physical reactions to it happening. People have had headaches or felt nauseous or other things happening.
There's been 2 or 3 people that have had nosebleeds watching that now. It's
Holy
intense.
shit.
It's
yeah, so it's fun times. So we sit to do the mirror scrying bit, and if you don't know what mirror scrying is, it's something very ill-advised. I just want to say, even Jose ill-advised against it when he was like, we could do mirror scrying later, but also you need someone with you. So
yes, it is something you should never do by yourself in case you get stuck in it like I did.
Oof.
So there is both a spiritual and I guess scientific kind of thing, because physiologically, if you're staring in a mirror long enough, your features will shift and change and morph and whatever, right? Because that's how your brain starts to function. But normally it can do weird things.
Normally it's just like face morphing, like an eyebrow goes up, or there's like a dark spot on your face, you know?
Or like eyes might change shape, something like that, right?
Yeah. It has that like funhouse mirror kind of energy to it.
Yeah.
That would have been a lot nicer.
We saw someone.
What
clear
happened
as fucking day.
I saw my brother's face for a while, and it was super weird. And I was like, "Why am I seeing my brother?" And then Jose was like, "Is it your glasses that you're wearing? Is that creating a barrier?" So I took them off. And then as I continue to stare in the mirror, my face changes into that of an old woman. And like, if I get a pen and paper, I can draw it. This face hasn't left my brain since last September. I have nightmares about it still. Like, long, thin face. And I've got a very square jaw. She had a very pointed jaw, incredibly high circular cheekbones, gaunt cheeks, and like standard signs of aging, right? My face turned into that of an old woman. And I'm freaking the fuck out. You know, that's when I go, nah, I'm done, right? I am done. And then I can't move. I've never had a type of sleep paralysis before. You can hear in the video, I breathe in, I do like a sharp breathe in. Once I hit that sharp breathe in, that's me seeing her, and I can't move. I am paralyzed in spot.
Holy shit.
You also physically stop breathing for about a minute and a half.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
As of that point, because on the microphones that we use, they are sensitive enough that it can literally like hear breathing. And I Squeeze just goes silent.
Woof.
It's my face turned into this old woman, right? And as I'm trying to reach out with my arm to get Jose to take me out of it, I see my own head tilting back. And I'm like, I'm not moving. That's not me moving. And I'm freaking out. I'm like, get me out, get me out, get me out. And I see her smile at me with the evilest fucking smile I've ever seen in my goddamn life, right? I'm going to cry talking about it. And
if you want to stop, you can stop.
No, like I'm fine totally talking about it. It's just like a weird reaction my body has to talking about it. But it's like I am staring in the mirror at this evil, vindictive looking old woman as she's smiling, and I just see blood pouring out of my own mouth. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm trying so hard to get Jose to grab me out of it. Yeah. And then apparently my eyes started rolling in the back of my head and Jose takes me out of it.
Yeah.
Moments before I almost passed out. It's
fucking hell.
I can draw her face perfectly to this day. That's how badly she rattled me.
That's intense.
I will never mirror scry ever. If I see a mirror at nighttime, I actively am looking into it because I'm terrified I'm going to see her again. It's
fucking fair enough. Jesus.
It's the scariest thing I've ever seen. And like everyone was having weird shit happening in the room while I was stuck in the mirror scry.
So as we went to walk into that room again, I have asthma. My breathing immediately became like, this is us walking in to get set up for the thing. My breathing, instinctively, I went to grab my puffer because it felt like I couldn't breathe. Like I was having the start of an asthma attack.
It was heavy in that room.
Can had the exact same thing happen at the exact same time. As the mirror scrying is happening, we had basically no light in the room, right? It was very, very little, and it was just red lights. Pretty much everyone was focused on Sweet. I was looking in the mirror because out of the corner of my eye, I saw what looked like a woman in either a dress or that had a skirt that was like slowly walking towards. You can't see it on the camera. I don't know if it was like my eyes playing tricks or what the fuck. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's what I saw, right? And it was like a silhouette, almost like
yes. Sorry.
moving, and then vanished.
That's fucked.
But it vanished after Sweet took off the glasses.
Ooh.
That's weird, right?
That again, it gives, like your friend described with that other experience you had, it gives such a like predator waiting for an opportunity kind of energy. That's
once I locked eyes with her face in the mirror. I was like, I am in danger. I've been caught, and I've been caught by something that wants to hurt me. I was like, I feel like prey, you know? I was fuck. Like,
like I know what you mean, but like in that moment, you would viscerally feel like I fucked up.
That's all I was screaming in my head was, get me out. I fucked up. Get me out. Get me out. Get me out. Like, I've never been paralyzed and
and having that as like the first time you've experienced that paralysis, that would be even more.
Yeah. The Jacob, who was I think it's Jose's son, has apparently had similarly intense I guess things happen involving the same person, the matron that was in charge of the tuberculosis ward. Now, we've kind of thought that it was her actively tormenting people that have autism. Because, well, both of them have.
It's the only thing we have in common. And we're the only two people that have had a bad reaction with her.
Because no one else apparently has had any kind of interaction like that. But yeah, reviewing the footage as well, there was another part where we're in, I think it's the morgue. And Jose's talking, he's doing thing trying to like, in a sense, goad the spirits to do something, right? In the video, you can see his reflection moving at a different time to his.
Oh, I forgot about that. His reflection in the window in the morgue doesn't match him.
Yeah, it's moving like 2 seconds slower.
How would you even be able to explain that?
Don't know.
No fucking clue. Apparently,
it's like he turns his head towards the center of the room and you see the side of his face for far too long than you should if he turned his head to the center of the room. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. As he's talking, it's like his reflection is lagging behind him.
Whoa.
It's very weird. And I was trying to think like, oh, you know, maybe it's just like compression or something, YouTube, whatever. But like, I still have the raw footage and it's in the raw footage. I have not deleted a single fucking thing of any of the investigations we've done. And like having gone through the audio a couple of times at different places as well, like we've found random things. So there was another place that we went to. It was Stieglitz or something like that.
Stieglitz, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Where nothing fucking happens for like 3 hours.
We get so bored we interview a spider on the wall.
Yeah.
That would have been the spider's best day.
No, probably not. It was getting blinded by like everything.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah. I never wanted to be a celebrity.
This poor spider.
There was like a UV light blasting him. There was a fucking IR light blasting him. There was 2 flashlights. Like this
poor spider.
This poor spider probably had like couldn't see shit.
He'll tell his friends about the aliens, you know.
But then we had been basically around these 2 churches for like the whole time, and then afterwards we go to a courthouse.
Courthouse, yeah.
That things start actually happening. So on like ground that is all brick, it's just pure brick. Cat balls, which only move through vibration, start going off. We move the cat balls, they stop going off, right?
Ooh.
Except for this one spot. Now, when we went to review the footage as well, like I'd cut down most of the stuff about 2 hours, or down to about 2 hours, I should say. And while me and Sweet were reviewing the 2-hour cut, we noticed at one point, after I think we set up the yes/no flashlights, which are something I want to talk about as well in a second, but we set that up, and I'm like, well, I guess the first thing we should ask is anyone here? As soon as I say that, someone says, I'm here. No one's talking.
It's a woman's voice. You can physically hear a woman say, I'm here.
Damn.
And it's none of us, because we're all in shot. You can see no one move their mouth. And you'd see it on the lav mics anyway, if it was us.
And it only came through on, I believe it was your camera, which was inside like a pergola of the courthouse. And then some fun things. Finally. But like the funniest thing was, as we were reviewing it, because nothing happens for the first 3 hours, when we heard that, and there's like this weird rumbling sound that I don't know what you would even describe it. It almost sounds like a heartbeat in a way, but it's on the camera. But when we're reviewing it, as soon as I hear that, I'm like, whoa, what was that? What was that? Go back. Yes,
we both just celebrated that we finally caught something.
This place keeps being touted as like ghost town. Oh, it's got like things happening. We do ghost hunts. Nothing was happening.
And like the most that happened, like when we were walking down to the courthouse, I had very long hair, and I felt something like hook a finger around my hair and pull down.
Whoa.
But I'm at the back.
Yeah.
There's no one in front of me. Like that. No. Everyone's in front of me, behind me. But because I'm at the back, there's no camera on me. Because I'm carrying the camera.
I'm pretty sure Hannah's behind you, but like kind of next to behind. Like it's not.
Yeah, Han and I are next to each other, but they're like pretty much to my shoulder. They're not behind me where I felt someone touch me. And I was like, has Han reached around in like a really weird way? Like reached fully around to like play with my hair. And I was like, did you touch me? Because like they're next to me. They're not behind me.
Yeah.
And it fully felt like a finger went around my hair.
Han, same thing happened.
Yep.
Bear
something touched her hair.
Same thing happened.
Yep.
Tried to goad it into touching me, and I feel this like tickle.
Man's got no hair.
I have no hair. I was like, play with my beard, I guess. I don't know.
And I was like, could have been a moth or something, but I can tell the difference between a moth in my hair and someone's finger running through my hair.
Like the whole time, nothing happens until that area, and then doing the voice box, doing spirit box. Apparently Bear hears screaming but doesn't say anything.
He doesn't tell us that he's hearing
because
screaming in the spirit box.
It's like the first time that he's done, and then
they're hectic.
It was great.
Poor thing must have just been like, I guess that's a sound this thing makes.
Probably. It was just strange that the minute we were off church land, it started getting a little weird, and we're at the courthouse because it's church, courthouse, church.
Yeah.
But there's like a road between where the church is and where the court is.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of separated. And then past the courthouse is all just like trees and wood.
Just bush.
Yeah, and there's like bush paths and stuff. It's interesting. But
that's really cool.
Yeah, that was some fun stuff.
Yeah.
And
just
like
a celebration, and we finally found something. We're like, thank God.
Because like the only other thing that was entertaining that happens in that is Bear getting attacked by a bird when he goes to the bathroom to go pee.
Bro got swooped. It was very funny.
That's good.
But yeah,
the spirit box gets moved in my hand as well. I forgot about that.
Yes, the cable of the spirit box.
God, that my camera has night vision on it, because we heard a car coming by.
Yeah,
and like we're in the middle of nowhere. This gear's very expensive. Whenever we heard a car coming by, it was lights out. And Hannah had my camera and she couldn't figure out how to turn the light off. So I just step up and I put my hand over the light and I just block it out with my hand. But my camera is on night vision AR mode. And you see the cable of the spirit box in my hand move. And we're in pitch black. And I just felt the spirit box move in my hand.
Ooh,
if the camera didn't have night vision, you never would have seen it.
That's heckers.
The thing is as well, like the cable goes like Sweet's hand. Cable goes down. It gets pulled this way.
What? It gets pulled away from me.
Where no one
Someone
is.
going, that's heckers.
Like going, what the fuck is this? It's so weird. I'm so thankful my camera was on night vision. No one would have seen it.
That's it. Out of curiosity, how do spirit boxes function? Because I keep seeing, and I'm skeptical mostly because I don't know how they function, but I've seen people use like phone app variants, and I'm just sus on those things.
Never trust the phone apps. They are absolute garbage.
Okay, good.
So being phone apps specifically, there's a spirit box, which is the one that goes through radio waves. And then there's ones that are like Alice boxes where they spit out words. I don't have one of the ones that spit out words because they're very expensive, which I'm like, it just makes words. Why is this thing $600? So I don't have one of those. I've just got the spirit box. So what they do is they siphon through radio waves. And the thing is, they're either able to choose words from the radio to bring forward, or they're able to talk between the frequencies changing. Which is why they go because it's skipping radio waves, like radio stations.
That makes sense.
Yeah. What I like to do is I usually like to, if something's being super weird and it's super hard to make out, I like to put it backwards. So it's going backwards through the FM, which makes it like a little bit more jumbly. So like if you want to say something, it's a lot clearer. So there's those, but there's the phone app ones, which are usually like the app box things that bring out words. Now, because it's a phone app, it can be manipulated. We know this.
That was my suspicion of them.
You can plug them into a computer and you can see the list of words that they say and you can add words to them. So never trust the phone apps. They are complete garbage. They're it's worth so much money too for like the world's cheapest fucking app. They are a scam. Do not trust the mobile apps. They are a scam. And for a lot of them too, you need to have your phone on for like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and stuff like that. Whenever you go ghost hunting, if your phone is on, your phone can affect the equipment. Yes, if you receive a text, it will make a EMF go off.
Kind of like how it works. Texting back in the day would fuck up with your radio in the car.
It's exactly the same thing. They run off the same radio waves. It is precisely the same thing. So like when we go ghost hunting, we bring radios so we can communicate if we have to, because everyone puts their phone on airplane.
I think that makes sense. REM pods that are the same thing, where if you have like your phone will set the thing off. Yeah, so,
there's different types. There's a REM pod that'll go off with radio waves, and there's one that goes off with like something breaking an electromagnetic field. But if you have your phone near it, your phone will break that electromagnetic field. Yes.
So
that's cool. Thank you.
Like lights, floodlights do it. Radio stations do it. Electricity poles do it. Anything that is a variant of electricity will set off ghost equipment. So you need to be very careful. You need to double check.
Yep. Like there's a lot of weird tools that kind of are affected by either radio waves or by electricity in general. So you have to be very careful. It's the same thing with like the EMF as well. If the battery is not put correctly into where it is, it will also set the thing off because it's like jiggling wires. It's doing things.
You can't shake an EMF because if you shake an EMF, the lights will go off. You have to be still. So you can forcefully get a reaction out of an EMF by moving it. So if you see anyone that's like, look, it's EMF 5, it's because they're shaking it around.
Bitch.
So look, the other thing I wanted to talk about was actually the yes no lights, because I always find that is the least.
Me too, because
I'm
batteries cause lights to heat up which can cause a seal, which will turn them on and turn them off. So I'm always a little skeptical on the yes-no flashlights just because of the way that the batteries work with heat and the way heat makes things expand and shrink.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like ghost equipment should be to assist, not to prove, for all of these exact reasons.
That makes sense now.
Yeah.
Because the other thing is with the yes/no lights, like a lot of debunkers will always use that as like the main thing because they're so inconsistent, they're so inaccurate. Because again, like if you're in a cold place, if it happens to just connect, it's going to heat up. As it heats up, it's going to do its thing. The second, a light breeze or whatever, or shift in movement, it may loosen it. Because you're effectively like half attaching it correctly. So because you're doing that, it's like constantly just doing this. And the second that it touches and turns on, there's a chance that it might shift a little bit, might be a little bit of wind, might be anything. And then that's just going to like disconnect. And it's going to throw out a lot of false positives. So because of that, it can be incredibly inaccurate. Also can be very easily faked. So it's one of those things that's, for me personally, I don't trust them.
I don't have a lot of faith in it, but a lot of people do. So I'm like, look, we'll do it because a lot of people have faith in them. But it's like EMF. I have very little faith in EMF just because, there's electronic waves everywhere. There's radio waves everywhere. I think the one that had me the most weirded out was when we went into the forest. We went into this forest. And we were so deep and so high in the mountains that even if we had our phones on, there was zero.
Yeah.
We had nothing. Even after a while, our radio didn't work. That's how dead it was out there. Like, it was a dead section. Yeah. And we had the EMF and we had it as like, go to yellow for yes, red for no. And it was going to yellow and red. And I'm like, I've never seen this before, and we're asking questions and we're getting yes or no answers with an EMF, and I'm like, I've never fucking seen this thing actually go off in my life, let alone in the middle of nowhere where we have no option. I was like, sick. This doesn't prove anything, but I just think it's weird.
Yeah.
I was like oh, what?
Out of everything, that was the one that's the strangest place for that thing to be like actually actively doing things. And like near where we were, there is like a fence, and I was like, oh, maybe because I went back just to like do stuff, walk around, have a chat, because it's just a nice place. And I was like, oh, maybe there's like an electric fence or something. I don't know.
Maybe there's cables underground here somewhere.
There's nothing there. There is nothing fucking there. It is like a full dead zone. It's just forest and trees, and that's it. Like there's no the closest like antenna for park rangers is about 1.5 km away from where we were, and it's at the top of a hill, but it's not like, it doesn't have line to where we were because the mountain
it didn't go over us at all.
So it wouldn't have affected it the way that it did. Or if it did, it would have done it more consistently.
Like it would have been constantly yellow or constantly red. But we were asking repeat questions too to get like confirmation, like the same question twice or the opposite. Like, are you okay if we do this? So you're not okay if we do this. Like, we were getting intelligent answers. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then the minute, because we'd put up reflective tape around the trees so we could find our way out in case we got lost. Because I'm not getting lost in the middle of a forest, right?
Yeah. You don't need this to suddenly turn into a fucking Blair Witch situation.
Exactly. So we put up a UV reactive light that, it super glowed under UV light. It was great.
Oh yeah.
And the minute, so we sort of deduced that maybe something was mad that we'd put up tape around the place, because we put up a lot of tape because I was like, I'm making sure we're getting out of here, right? And then we were like, no, we'll take it down. And we're like, okay, we're going to leave this section because we think something's getting a bit angry.
Yeah.
And we were taking the tape down, and then we're like, are you happy? Are you content? Nothing. It stopped talking to us the minute we took all the tape down. And I was like, it's tape, but the tape's not reactive. Like, what is going on? Like, my only thought was the only difference is we had tape and then we didn't have tape.
Mm-mm.
And then when we didn't have tape, it stopped going off. But the tape is non-reactive, and we weren't that close to the tape anyway. Like it was weird. It was very weird.
Yeah, there's some very fun things that happened there. That was really, really cool. But
Yeah,
that was where a hand got pulled into the trees.
Yeah, hand got pulled into the side.
Yeah, so we were like, the place itself is on a very steep hill, so it's a bit intense to go up and down. But coming back up, we're all a bit puffed out. But for whatever reason, Han was like super puffed out. So they went to sit down, and as they're sitting, they just can't catch their breath, and then all of a sudden gets like yanked into the trees. And yeah, that was like, okay, cool. Han, we're going to the car. You guys do your thing.
That was our oh shit moment. Z took Han to the car to like calm down, have somewhere to sit for a bit, and Bear and I were just out there trying to antagonize this thing, and it wanted nothing to do with it. We were just like, you want someone to bully? Do it to me. Do it.
Yeah.
Bitch, coward, but yeah, nothing. It didn't touch anyone else except Han, because Han got pinched at one point as well. It was just Han.
Yeah. And then after they noticed that like scratch on the side of
they had like a big scratch down the side, sort of near the breast tissue. Which they showed me because they were like, girl to girl, and I was like, dude, but Han was wearing a long sleeve shirt and a leather jacket.
Damn.
And there's no damage on the jacket or anything. Like, it's a proper leather jacket and there's no damage to it. So how did they get that big scratch?
Yeah.
And it was like there was blood on the surface scratch. It was a proper scratch.
Yeah. It was a fun time.
No clue.
It was a very interesting thing. That video will come out eventually. But
trying to catch up.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm always happy to help. But
But like even in our videos, like our equipment could be incorrect. It's to assist. It's not to prove. Like could be anything.
The voices picked up on the microphones is the one thing that is the only thing that we really can't explain.
Yeah.
Because like all the EMF stuff, who knows? Maybe the tape had something that was like setting it off. We don't know. Right? We tested it a couple times and it wasn't doing anything elsewhere. It was, for whatever reason, only doing it there. Maybe it was something. Just try to give benefit of the doubt towards
we don't
skepticism.
Know. Maybe there was a drone in the area that we didn't hear.
Yeah.
Who knows? Could have been anything.
Could have been a million different things, right? But
the voices are
just like, how the fuck do you explain that? Like, no one
and they're so clear too, and we didn't hear them at the time. And every time there's a voice, it's more than one camera picks it up, more than one lav mic picks it up. It doesn't make any sense.
It's that kind of stuff that is more proof for me.
Me too.
But in saying that, I also understand how easy it is to fake it, because if we wanted to, we could have easily. But again, I have all the raw footage, completely unedited. You can fucking, if anyone wants it, like if someone wants to try to debunk us, I will genuinely send it. It's on the Patreon. We've put it up
on the Patreon too, because I wanted to, because there's big sections of the jail that are obviously not YouTube friendly, because horrific crimes were put in there. So we put a lot of it up on the Patreon, but also like the footage, because I can't put 8 hours worth of footage on YouTube, that's not gonna work. So like the entire ghost hunting section is up on Patreon. The entire like 25 minutes of bear hunting, where in that whole time you can't hear me whistle. It is uncut. It is the full raw footage of the hide and go seek, just so people can have a look at it,
Yeah.
Like when people come over to my house, I'm like, I know like when I upload something to Patreon, I tell you it's the raw footage, but you could think it's not the raw footage. I get it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, here's the SD drive that I just pulled out of the camera, plugged into my computer. Here's the raw footage. I've shown so many people. I'm like, that is the raw footage, and you can still hear it.
Yeah. Because like that for me is the one thing that I'm like, because like we've seen some fucking crazy videos online, right? Like there's the one that always comes to mind is the Japanese real estate dude, where he's like seeing shadows and shit, and then the weird like all of a sudden like a window opens and shit, like that kind of stuff I can 100% understand. Being like skeptical towards it and you know, having that, but like there's certain aspects to it that I'm like, realistically that's kind of insane if that were to happen. Or like, because like I try to debunk it, like I genuinely do, and you can see my chat logs if you ever go to Sweet's channel. Like anytime that there's the ghost videos, I'm like active in the chat trying to figure out debunking it or calling something out for being fake, or because like as much as I believe that there is something, I'm still a skeptic. Like
I'm aware that people will fake things if they can. They will, you know.
And like like in those videos that we used to watch on there, or that you know you've shown previously, there's 100% been things that are fake. Like
constantly.
There's one that was like a cardboard cutout that keeps moving down the hole, but I'm like, dude, what? First of all, you already had like 5 other things happen. Why the fuck haven't you just left?
There was one of a girl that was like, look, there's writing on the inside of the window. It scratches. Here, I'll try and rub it off. And I was like, did anyone clock that? And they're like, what? Go back. And I went back and I'm like, the scratches are a centimeter above that handle. So why is she wiping the top half of that window?
Yeah.
She's brought the camera real close to the window and she's rubbing the right spot. I'm like, someone trying to debunk scratches on the inside would be wiping the right spot. Yeah. So that's faked, you know?
It's stuff like that.
It
like,
happens.
There's been, oh man, I remember the fucking I call it the 5-head ghost, where it was just like a spirit that apparently is like poking around the corner and you just see its massive forehead. And I made the joke of it's like its forehead is so big it can remember tomorrow. Like,
the one it's the basement door and it's on its side, right? And it's like that is so clearly like a printout of someone's head that they've stuck sideways in the door. But the forehead is massive on it. Like,
but then there's also like there's another one that was, I think it's like a Mexican one where they're coming out of like an attic and then all of a sudden there's just like a fucking full like apparition at the top of the things, and it's just like, dude, that looks like a 3D fucking model. Like it looks like you found stock footage of something and just slapped it in there and made it dark and called it a day. Like it looks so bad.
There was one that was like a pinata store, and same thing. It had an evil woman in the pinata store, and I was like, is that 3D rendered? Like,
it's like they went to a fucking ghost app on like the App Store and just like slapped that in there or something. I remember there was another one as well. Fuck. Oh, it just left my brain. Damn it. Oh well. But oh, that's right. I think it was in like Eastern Europe or something, where it's just like a dude in the apartment that like weird shit starts happening. So he runs out, but he looks up and there's just something like bolting back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, dude, like did the ghost have the zoomies or something? Like what the fuck?
This thing is like going at the speed of fucking sound, like running circles in this room. But it's like, what the fuck?
It's so funny to see. But it's like those kinds of videos where it's like, it's so comedic. How can I take this seriously?
Yeah.
Or like it's so like over the top or so much that it's like, dude, come on, man. Because there's some that have been in like hospitals where like doors will open, people will hear things, people will see something like out of the corner of their eye. Or there was one that was in like a hospital where it's just like a weird shadow thing walks past the door and it sets off the scanner and the door opens.
I remember that. Yeah, cool. that was a veterinary surgery, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was a vet surgery. It was like an emergency vet surgery kind of thing, like 24-hour. And apparently like this person had this issue for a long time. It
was like known that there was something in the woman's bathroom, and this thing physically set off the doors that automatically open because, you know, you're usually busy with the patient, right?
Yeah.
And this thing fully set off like doors to open coming out of the bathroom where people are like, we keep seeing shit. And I was just like, whoa. Like,
but it like also, I think it could be the same video, but like that whole way as well that it sets off, the way that it's walking is just like a wall.
Yeah, it goes nowhere.
It's not like a closet or anything like that. It's literally just like wall. So it's like, okay, I can believe that.
Yeah, it's like where did it fucking go? Like,
And there's like some other ones as well that have come up where it's hard to debunk it, but it's not like Like, I'm sure you could try to find something.
Yeah,
but then,
like you could if you tried hard enough, you know.
yeah,
I do want to bring up
time,
the classic. What are y'all's take and explanations for the orbs showing up in footage?
I hate orbs so much. It's
dust and bugs.
dust and moths.
Figured.
Like, we literally watched a video yesterday. These two guys that like broke in somewhere, and they're like, "What is this thing moving around?" And I'm like, "You can see the wings. What do you mean? That's just a big fucking moth." Like, and you've got two cameras blasting into the room, which are catching its attention because it's a moth. I was just like, "You can see it. You can see the wings. What are you talking about?" There has never been an orb that has convinced me it's something.
I always look at them and I'm like, that just
bugs.
looks like something clearly going on in the lens, but I don't know enough to be able to like pinpoint it.
Lens reflection, or it's a bug or something. Like I've got security cameras because like I live in rural area. Security
You
cameras
might need to turn off
surrounding me.
CRISPR, by the way, because your voice just
Mother-
keeps cutting in and out.
Where am I going?
Settings, voice.
There we
Settings,
go.
voice. Yeah, CRISPR.
Yeah, there we go. All right, we'll give that a go. See if that helps. But there's what was it? What was I saying?
You have security cameras in the front.
So yeah, there's security cameras surrounding my entire property, and they work like they're night vision. They've got night vision capabilities. And every now and then you'll see something weird on it, and you're like, "Whoa, what the fuck is that?" And like it looks like an orb, but because I've looked at it for more than 2 seconds, it's a baby spider. And that's just the way small bugs show up on UV night vision cameras. They glow. Yeah. And because they can't make out the detail because the camera's not meant to pick up tiny ass spiders, they just show up as this little orb. And it freaks people out that like my mom will be like, what is that on the camera? I'm like, it's a spider. She's like, oh, okay. You know, like
it's the ghost of great uncles past. I don't know.
It's the ghost surrounding the property, mother, not spiders in rural Queensland. You know?
Spiders, rural Queensland, unheard of, dude.
Nah,
fake
they don't
news.
exist. What are you talking about?
That's just a myth we tell the tourists. No.
True, keeps them away.
them and drop bears.
Yeah.
They need to know that it's an Australian's bite that they need to worry about, not a spider bite, just an Aussie biting them. That's way more poisonous.
Yeah. See, for me, orbs have been ruined by a meme that I just posted in the podcast.
I'm so excited.
Chat.
I'm
like
ready.
it's literally like
I've seen this.
Like that has ruined it for me so much. Did you see it?
Did you see it? It's so funny.
It's so stupid.
It's orbs have never convinced me that they're anything, dude. It's just
like that farting on my roommate's door has 100% ruined orbs for me. Anytime someone is like, "Oh my god, was that an orb?" This immediately pops into my head, and then I start giggling because I'm like, "Dude, come on!" Like,
how dare you see? That was a spooky fart. Yeah. Oh yeah, Phasmo.
I'm like, Orbeez, fellas, Orbeez, put Orbeez in the book. You know,
But
could be a mimic. It's just, I don't think orbs are a thing.
I genuinely think it's mostly dust. People don't realize how much shit is in the air generally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And on cameras or night vision, it picks up because it's not focusing on the dust, it's focusing past it. So it's literally creating the shape of the aperture of the lens, which is usually a sphere.
And it's usually enhanced by AR lighting, which makes everything glow even more.
Yeah.
So the tiniest speck of dust can look like a big orb under AR light. It's just the way the lens
the more
captures
you know.
it.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. Now I've got information behind my skepticism. Yeah. Thanks, team.
Argument points. We got you.
Like, there's a million different things that it could be, and I guarantee you it's probably not a ghost. Like, if someone can, without a shadow of a doubt, show me a video where an orb is able to move in a way that doesn't look like it's just dust being blown by wind, I will believe it. But till then, it's just dust being blown. Or dust shifting around.
I will rescind my statement that orbs are nothing if you can prove it without a shadow of a doubt.
Like, it is an unfortunate thing, but there's a lot of things I can give a lot of lenience towards.
Yeah.
That is not one of them.
Yeah.
Because there's literally been photos I've taken of people that it's like, if I were to just show that, they'd be like, oh my God, there's an orb. And then I'm like, yeah, here's the next photo where you can see it's like moving with the fucking wind. Like it's nothing.
Yep.
It is a 100% nothing.
People would be like, oh, this is an orb and the camera's moving. And it's like, well, it's moving because the camera's moving, which tells us that it's a reflection on the lens itself.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing, brother. I promise you, your house is...
Yeah.
You've just got a shit lens, like...
Yeah. There's also, like... See, the problem is as well, a lot of stuff that people pick up from movies and shit end up being... what they see in like real life, and it's like, dude, it's a movie. They've done probably less than no research. They've actively gone against the research that is out there, and then now you believe it, and now
that's my
this movie or
biggest
TV
gripe
show is fucked up.
with the upside down cross.
Yeah.
With people going, it's Satanist, and I'm like, no, it's still a holy
the cross
symbol.
Of Saint Peter, you fucking
it's the
dickhead.
cross of Saint Peter. It is religious. It is a holy symbol. And people being like, there's an upside down cross in this house means there's a demon. I'm like, dude, no, stop watching horror movies. Like,
exactly.
Dude, the fucking the Pope's throne, because he has a fucking throne, has that on it.
Yeah.
It is a holy symbol.
It is
before any conspiracy theorists are just like, and that's why the Pope is evil. And it's like, oh God, calm down.
Like, yes, the Pope is evil for many reasons. That's not one of them.
That's not one of them. I know, whenever I think of his throne and the symbols and shit, I just immediately think of the Pope-mobile, and I can't take that motherfucker seriously. I can't.
Have you seen the evolutions of the Pope-mobile?
We love.
Yeah!
It's so fucking funny. It's so funny.
Like, I want one, but only because I know how ridiculous it is. Like, man, sir.
We all get like super massive content creators, and we get 3 matching Pope-mobiles. What do you think?
Oh my God, they hate to see us rolling in, like all 3 of us.
Man, we're going ghost hunting in our Pope-mobiles. Like, hell yeah, brother.
Okay.
But like TV and movie have sort of ruined a lot of ghost hunting, specifically also like ghost hunting TV shows as well. I think that's where orbs got so popular, because of Zach Baggins, because he's always going, here, you see an orb. And I'm like, Zach, that's dust. Like,
like, calm down,
brother.
Calm down. There are so
100%.
many questionable TV shows that are ghost hunting TV shows, man. Fuck. There was one that, I think it was on Netflix, and I was sick one day and I had it on in the background and I kept falling asleep. So I don't know what season or what fucking episode it is, but I dead ass, and this is going to like be a little bit solemn in its tone, but like nobody vetted this story before interviewing this person, because the way this story was told was very obviously somebody struggling with a disorder, and very much somebody with very clear symptoms. And I'm just like, you're the...
That's a good chunk of it too, is a lot of people who are like, oh, I've seen this. It's like, at the same time, there could be people who do have mental illness.
Yeah.
It happens all the time, you know? Like, I think a lot of history, like, I think a lot of hauntings through history were people that were just like having a mental moment, you know?
Yeah.
And like, it happens. People hallucinate all the time. And then how often, like, how old is the diagnosis of schizophrenia?
Yeah.
You know, with people being like, oh, this castle was said to be haunted by yada, 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 yada. That person could have had some disorder. They could have been schizophrenic.
Exactly. Or like even in like, what is it? Victorian era? Forgive me, I don't know the correct era, but where like laudanum or cocaine was used in medication, where excess usage can cause paranoia and can cause auditory or physical or visual hallucinations. And it's like, these could also be contributing factors that aren't often thought about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, a big thing as well, like, as someone who has insomnia, it's very much easy to, oh, I haven't slept in 2 days. I see things now. Like, and again, like, going back hundreds of years, they might not have realized that that was a thing. They just, and then they end up being
you
like,
stay awake to stay alive, you know?
Yeah. It's like, oh, you've got the bad thing. You see things. You're a witch, and it's like, no, maybe they literally just haven't slept, and now they're like hallucinating things.
Or it's like
because they're
gone out in the
things,
field.
they can't sleep.
Yeah, it's like they've gone out in the field. They can't afford to like buy bread, so they've eaten the random fucking mushrooms and berries in the woods. You know.
Yeah. Or even just like off bread because they can't afford anything else, so they don't want to waste it. And it's like you got food poisoning of some sort and shit's going on. Like
they've consumed all sorts of things, gases and stuff too. Like they didn't know that gases could cause hallucinatory like side effects, you know? And it's all throughout history, things that have been haunted could have just been weird human things because humans are weird and we do that, you know?
Yeah. But then there's like, oh God, there's a lot of TV shows. Like I always remember, I haven't ever actually seen it. I remember hearing about it through a podcast and then finding it and then was like, what the fuck is this show? But it's literally like, and I quote it all the fucking time and I never know the name of it. And I swear to God, it feels like a Mandela fucking effect at this point. Because I can never find any evidence, but it's literally a show where I think they only had like 3 episodes of one season kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where it was a bunch of dudes that go around trying to start fights with ghosts.
I've heard of this. I have heard of this. Yes.
Like they like genuinely go with like chains and machetes and shit into places, and literally the entire purpose of it is to goad ghosts into having a fight with them. Like, that is the entire show. And I can never find what it is, but it is the funniest shit, and I want to watch it. I don't care if it's dog shit. I want to watch it so bad. But
it's like that Finding
fucking
Sasquatch TV show, you know, where it's just
Finding
nonsense.
Sasquatch is so funny.
I'm just thrown at the sense that they had like chains and machetes and shit. Like I thought at the very least they'd like rock up with something cartoony like holy water and salt, or like a shotgun that shoots that. Like,
dude,
but
it's so fucking funny.
Constantine.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like, and they're like biker looking dudes as well from memory. They're like, it's just so fucking stupid, and I love it so much. And like, I don't know if it was meant to be a serious show or not, because it doesn't sound like it was.
Yeah.
But I want to watch it so bad.
I
gives
really
me like
appreciate
Xerxes trying to fight water kind of energy. Like that's fantastic. Holy shit.
Caligula starting a fight with the ocean. Like,
that's better than, did you see that orb that went down the hall? You know, like, if you're going to make something dumb, commit to making it dumb.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Did you see that orb and then there's a bikie running at it with a knife?
Oh my God. With like a machete half the size of his arm, just attacking there. Like, where's the orb?
Fuck. Just this poor moth being like, fuck, dude. chill.
So poor moth.
what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, have you guys, like, going on an entire other tangent? Have you guys ever seen? Technically, it's like a film. It's called Ghost Watch. It was made by the BBC in the like early 90s.
Oh my God, yes, and it scared a bunch of people because they thought it was fucking real.
Because it is 100% like presented as if it's real, but it's not.
Oh my God,
right?
No, I've never heard of this.
Oh, dog.
I have it. I will send you it. It is
okay. Yes,
fantastic.
please.
It's like 2 or 3 hours long. It's fucking long, right? But it's meant to be a live broadcast of people going to the most haunted place in London, which is this house that has like a bunch of shit that has happened there. Apparently, kid gets like thrown around the room, shit like that. But as the day goes on, they find more and more like debunking of this. And then it hits a point where they're like, oh, well, I guess it was nothing. But then shit starts actually happening.
Oh, my God.
And it is so fucking good. But I remember seeing this when I was like a fucking wee babby. Yeah. And it 100% influenced me so much.
Oh, my God.
And like having rewatched it now in my adulthood probably like a dozen times, it is fucking a masterpiece. And like hidden throughout it as well is sightings of the actual like ghost at the end.
Oh shit. Okay.
And I've sat down, like I've said this with Sil. Like, there's Late Night with the Devil, right?
Yeah.
Which has like hidden stuff in there, and it's fantastic, and I love it. But this has the same thing. There's, I think, like 13 or 14 sightings of it throughout the entirety of the actual thing. And
I want to watch it once. Is it is it a TV show or like a long?
It's a one long thing, because it's meant to be presented as if it's like a long presentation given by the BBC of like, Ghost Watch, this is the night, you guys can call in, give us your stories while we do this investigation, and we spend the evening with this family. Because it was technically
like live, or at least they were like trying to say it was live or some shit.
Yeah. So it is.
I want to watch it.
Fantastic.
Have someone point out where all of the things are, and then rewatch it and look for them.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
It is one of the most highly rated ghost mockumentaries or supernatural mockumentaries that has probably ever existed, and it has also had a shit ton of controversy, because there was a bunch of people called in being like, my house is actually haunted. There was a priest that was like, while obviously the ghosts in this aren't real, you having shown this has now brought things into our world. Shit like that. But there was a very unfortunate story, which was a kid who had autism who took his own life because of it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Which is the largest amount of controversy behind it, because it was never meant to be. But the biggest issue that happened with it was, at the start of it is a big thing saying, hey, you're about to watch a feature thing. It is 100% fictional. It is a mockumentary in the style of a documentary presented by the BBC. All accounts throughout this are 100% fictional. This is a story. I want you to understand that. They had a call-in line that you could call in and tell you if any spooky stories have happened to you, but during that, it would also then tell you the message, hey, hope you've been enjoying the show. It is 100% fictional. It is whatever. That broke. So that message never played when people were to call in. If anyone had tuned into it after it had started, they never got the disclaimer.
Yeah, they never got the message.
So a lot of people went into watching it, and then it being presented by like the actual what's his name, Michael Parkson, who was at the time the like anchorman for the BBC. It had a bunch of actual reporters. It had a couple of celebrities that were all part of this playing themselves. No one knew that this was fake when they started watching it.
Shit. Because I knew like there were a bunch of people that were terrified when viewing because they thought it was real. I didn't realize it was because the fucking disclaimer broke.
Yes.
And this would have been a while ago too, so it couldn't have been like you get on Twitter.
Yeah, this was 1992. So this was like, it caused a lot of issues. The outrage was... It was similar to like the War of the Worlds thing with Orson Welles thing, where it's like a lot of people tuned in not realizing that it was fictional because they didn't know. So that happened with this, and it's based on the story of something that happened and then extended, fictionalized, created something more. But because of that, again, it became this like huge issue, and it got a lot of controversy. But the thing is, it also influenced a shit ton of people to write and create incredible horror content. So while it does have a ton of controversy and it does have a lot of negative connotations to it, people who are like either fans of horror or had seen it when they were younger became fans of horror and understood not only what it was able to do, but how incredibly effective it was. And like genuinely, I think on like Rotten Tomatoes, it has like 100%. On like IMDb, it's in like the top 20 or something of like horror of all time.
Holy shit.
On like Shudder, it has incredible score. Like it is genuinely one of the greatest pieces of fictional horror that also the amount of research done into everything that they're doing in there is fantastic.
I'm so keen to watch it.
Like they're not doing like seances and all these like weird things. They're doing like very accurate things to what you would do in the situation. Like you're not bringing in mediums and weird things. Like it's just our camera crew is going to sit here and record everything that happens this night and see what fucking happens. And it is so good. And like I will forever love it and hold it very dear in my heart, because I remember seeing it when I was a kid and it fucked me up, but then also brought me great joy. And again, like going back to it now, it's I love it so much. And
I'm so keen.
I'll send you it.
Send it to me. I want to see it.
It is so fucking good. I think that kind of depiction of paranormal investigation and ghost hunting and things is fantastic. But the almost caricaturesque version that a lot of like places and channels and things do, it ends up leaving more negative effects than positive when it comes to people actually getting involved in it. And like again, finding Bigfoot level of like or Sasquatch, like it's not beneficial to anyone. It is just problematic. And it makes me sad because like going into normal media, there is some absolutely incredible work that is done just as much as there's some really bad shit. Because like, again, I fucking hate the Warrens for a whole other reason.
Sill's internet died.
Ooh. Rest in peace. It's all right. Hopefully they'll be back in a sec.
Look for the orb. Sill, if you're an orb, draw a penis if you're an orb, Sill. That way I know you're sentient. If we ever see an orb on camera, we'll ask to do something like that. Like outline a wiener. So I know
the shape of a wee wee. Are we back?
Fucking weird. What the hell?
Ooh, yeah.
That was a rude.
I was wondering what happened.
I'm just confused. I'm too sick for this shit. I'm too confused. My computer is on, but it turned off and then back on again, all while just being on. It's an old computer, but like, bruh, I'm doing something.
There's ghosts. There's a ghost in the machine.
It's haunted PC.
No, they're in my blood. That's what the doctors said. No. Fuck.
We were saying that you've turned into an orb and to like outline a penis to identify yourself.
That is something I would do. I'm not gonna lie.
I think most of us would.
I was like, if we ever see an orb on camera, we should ask it to outline a penis, so that we know that it's sentient.
Yep.
Is that disrespectful?
Nah, it's fine. It's an orb. What's it gonna do?
We're talking
actually
to a bug, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, could you imagine if it actually did? I wouldn't know what to do. What would you do?
Just a really smart moth.
Yeah. It's a moth that understands English.
Or a really perverted moth, actually. How do you know what peens look like, sir? Ma'am?
Perv, geez.
Yep.
That's really funny. Oh, man.
I think that's pretty good for the most part, honestly.
Yeah. Is that everything?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's other things we can keep talking about, but like,
I think ending on Ghost Watch is a very powerful.
I think it's a solid way to end, and like,
or penis drawing. Also, that is also good.
Technically, it is all penis drawing. So, listen, if anyone out there does paranormal investigations, please ask orbs to draw penises.
Please.
That way, you know. If you also run into a poltergeist, give it a crayon and tell it to draw a penis. That way, you know it's a real thing.
Yeah, you need to send it to us. I need to see it. Please.
Oh my god. But also, if it's a modern ghost, no, actually, no. If it's me, if I'm dead and y'all are doing some ghost hunting, you'll know it's me because there'll be penises being drawn by orbs, but also you'll come back and listen to the audio and there's just caramel dancing playing.
And Roz. Rawr.
Jesus
No, I write
Christ.
my name in the dust, but it's like little X, big X underscore.
You've got like the S thing with like the 3 lines.
Yeah.
You tell me, yeah.
They're like, oh, it's a 90s ghost.
If I'm ever haunting a place, I'll draw the S. That's how you know. S,
Yeah.
The S for sweet, you know?
Yeah.
All right. You guys want to shout anything out?
Ah! No, sorry.
Solid.
Oh my god, you should totally go to the YouTube and check out our ghost hunting video so you can hear the voices and shit that we've been talking about.
Yes, you
I know
guys
I
can.
am. Unironically, I am.
Yeah, you should genuinely go
I'll
have a
link
look.
to it.
And
It
if you
is
want to see the full footage is on the Patreon. We made it so it's like $1. So anyone can watch it. It's $1.
Lowest price Patreon allows. So,
Yeah, it's the lowest it would let me go is $1, just so people can have the footage because I was not prepared to upload 8 hours to YouTube.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, YouTube's compression would fucking hate
Yeah.
that so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, because my channel's not big enough. YouTube compresses the shit out of it. So
Also check out twitch.tv/swii, SWII. Check out twitch.tv/pumpkinspicesil for Sil.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
hell yeah. Oh yeah, that's my name.
If you feel like listening to music, I make music under Neo Ursa on all services. Please check it out. That's it. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think we're done.
Hope you've enjoyed the episode. Outro music.
Hell yeah, stay spooky.
I have to make outro music.
Sounds like a you problem.
Well. All right.